regional proxies and nodes of the Iranian regime to include forces in Yemen and forces in Iraq. So this is a very extensive targeting package that the United States Central Command has had to develop. And our strategy, the United States' strategy, is really to do this through standoff weapons. We've been talking about no boots on the ground. That means we're going to be conducting these operations from air platforms and from naval platforms. As has been noted all week, Peter, we have 2 carrier strike groups in the Middle East right now. We've got the Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group 12. We've got the Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group 3. And those can have F-35. They've got F-18s. They've got electronic warfare aircraft. We've got the cruisers and destroyers and the submarines that accompanies those aircraft carriers. So we have a formidable military package arrayed at Iran. The question really is Iran able to get off any of those missiles against U.S. forces in the region or against Israel?
Jeremy, as we heard from the president himself in his remarks a short time ago, he said, calling on the Iranian people to overthrow the government there in the days and weeks ahead. He said, it will be yours to take. He added, this will be probably your only chance for generations. Specific to that point about the president's desire for regime change in that region, you detailed both the Ford and Lincoln carrier strike groups in the region, the forces broadly throughout that region. What would it take? Can the U.S. succeed in its desire for regime change from a distance, or would that require there to be special forces or troops of any sort on the ground in that region, even though the president has made very clear that is not his desire?
It's hard to see how regime change can come about from airstrikes. And so you raised the most important point, Peter, which is what are the war objectives and how are we deploying military force to basically make those objectives more likely? I think our military force against Iran is really not even a fair fight. We don't want it to be a fair fight, by the way. So I think we have an asymmetric advantage over Iran. Yes, they can hit our forces, and I think the president said correctly tonight that there could be U.S. casualties. But I think we're going to have such strategic overmatch over Iran. And we can take out the regime. And I think really that's not a hard task. What's going to be hard is what comes behind it. What happens on the streets of Tehran, the streets of the major cities in Iran? Do the people actually rise up and take power? Will there be an organization of that power? Will there be internecine civil war activity? Will regime elements go after people trying to march on the capital? We saw that in Libya in the 2000s, and that's where the United States had to intervene to take out Gaddafi and to take out some of the Libyan forces that were going after the people as they rose up. So this is a very uncertain task. How are we going to effectuate a credible, sustainable, long-term, peaceful regime change, a change in the regime with air power alone? I don't think anyone has exactly laid that out. I think that's going to be the challenge of the administration in the coming days and weeks, is to make clear to the American people, to our allies and partners and people around the region, is what is our ultimate strategy? What's the end game? And how do we know when we've won?
Jeremy Bash is one of our national security experts who's joining us at this early hour. Jeremy, we're going to ask you to stay with us right now. To Jeremy's point, this is not the first U.S. operation in Iran, and certainly not the first that's taken place overseas since President Trump took office. You can count attacks on Syria, Iraq, Iran, Nigeria, Somalia, Yemen, Venezuela, the Caribbean as well. But this one appears most likely to be the most sustained, as evidenced by the president's remarks a short time ago in a post on his preferred megaphone social media, Truth Social. NBC's Julie Sirkin, one of our correspondents covering the White House for us, is in West Palm Beach this morning. Julie, we saw the president post those remarks, about 8 minutes in total. If you watched it, you could see that there were slight edits in it, clearly something that was pre-recorded before it was posted, as the president made the case for war, saying, among other things, that the U.S. may have casualties. In his words, that often happens in war. Can you give us a better understanding about what we heard from the president in the waning hours before the strike began, and what, if anything, we know about the president's plans over the course of the next 24 hours?
Well, there are so many interesting statements, Peter, that the president had said, but 3 points stood out to me, and I want to just re-up those for our viewers. Of course, this video was posted several hours ago. I will note that he appears to be wearing the same USA hat that he was wearing when he deplaned at Palm Beach International Airport last night, as we're trying to read the tea leaves of when potentially this video was put together and filmed. 3 main things that I just he said that this is going to be a massive and
the 149 rootkits in my phone from the Hellenic Greek military and the China military, the Hong Kong military.
It might take a direction he might take as these talks
are slamming my face with radio waves to try to make me look like a freak in the face.
Meeting with Omani counterparts just yesterday. President Trump, hours before that video message was put out,
so that way it discredits the video. It's pretty crazy, right? The radio waves can go under the skin. Let me turn this on. The radio waves from an antenna with an antenna that is powered by a computer microchip can penetrate the skin to the nerve endings under the skin. There are nerve endings under the skin all over the body, all over the face, the eyelids. It's how when you pinch your skin anywhere, all over your body, you feel pain because of the nerve endings under the skin. When you pinch your skin anywhere on your body, too much, that nerve ending sends a signal through the nervous system to the brain. Makes you say, ow, that's too much. I have to stop doing that. Those nerve endings send electronic signals. It's not a human being running from the point of the pinch all the way through the body to the brain to deliver the message. It's an electronic signal. It's not an electromagnetic signal. It's a physiological electronic signal. It's a little bit different, but the same type of energy. All of those nerve endings under the skin, all over the body that send those electronic signals are the same thing as an antenna on your car or your radio that captures wireless radio signals to deliver messages. Any radio wave can penetrate the skin and hit the antenna that is the nerve ending under the skin and send a signal to the brain. It can also restructure the whole genes of your face, the way you look, how fat, how skinny you are, how wrinkled, how unwrinkled you are. Please believe me, I'm not schizophrenic. I don't have any natural mental illnesses. Sometimes mental illnesses are also done with radio waves. You can make somebody go schizophrenic with a radio wave. Please believe me, I'm not making it up. This isn't schizophrenia. This isn't any mental illness. This is just radio waves. It's radio waves. Please believe me. I'm begging people, please believe me. You know, it's interesting. I just had to think a decent thought that I could use as an analogy. When you have a personal computer, a desktop computer in your home, and somebody attacks it with radio waves and gives it a Trojan virus, and the computer, let's say you get hit with a restart virus. Let's say your computer gets attacked with radio waves in some form through hardware, software, and antennas, and your computer gets hit with a restart Trojan virus. It's impossible to take and pour some pills into your computer's hard drive. Like, let's say the computer gets hit with a restart Trojan virus and you can't stop it from shutting on and off. That's kind of schizophrenic, right? The computer has a restart Trojan virus. Now your computer is acting schizophrenic, isn't it? Because you can't stop it from turning on and off. It's bugging out. You can't take the computer to a psychiatrist, and you can't prescribe the computer medications. You need to protect that computer from getting destroyed with radio waves and remove the radio waves that have destroyed the computer. That is the same exact way that the human brain functions too. I'm begging you to please believe me. Please.